Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and this is a house flip I bought last week, and you might remember it had a post-occupancy agreement, and that means the seller, or actually the tenant, which I didn't know at the time, had the right to stay there after closing for 2 weeks. So we've had some issues with these properties before. I've had a property where the seller refused to move. They lost $5,000 in escrow. We still had to evict them. It was a crazy situation. We had another situation where we bought a house, the guy didn't move, had to evict him too. Had another situation with the post-occupancy agreement house, hoarder house, where they left, but it took them another 2 weeks to leave. Then there's a dispute with how much money they owed or didn't owe. So these post-occupancy agreement houses can cause a lot of issues, a lot of problems. But I bought this from a wholesaler. The wholesaler had made that agreement with the seller, and it's kind of a take it or leave it deal. So it's still a good enough deal for me to buy it. I knew the risks, and it's vacant. Yes, the house is now vacant. I know this is actually the video I took last week because I completely forgot to take a video of the front of the house this week. But we'll go inside. We'll show you what the house looks like. And this worked out anyway because it made it way more suspenseful. But once in a while, these post-occupancy agreements work out okay. And we've had a number of other ones that worked out okay too. But sometimes there can be some risk with them. So we'll take a look inside, show you what needs to be done. And this house is interesting and has some pretty amazing murder rooms in it as well. And one other thing with these post-occupancy houses is you never know exactly how they're going to be left, right? They could be left in really good shape. They could have trash everywhere. It's just a real crapshoot on how good they look. So this one was surprisingly good. So it actually looked better than I remembered it looking when I first saw it, which is rare. I mean, they left some rugs, that's fine. A few things were left here, but not much at all. And right there, I was just kind of showing you the difference between my wide-angle lens. Zoomed in and zoomed out. It looks way more dramatic on my phone, but the wide angle definitely lets you see much more of the house, but it makes the rooms look a little bigger than they actually are. So here you can see they left us a few things, but not much. This house will need windows, will need quite a bit of work. We'll show you that. The kitchens, baths, basement is very interesting. The garage is also very interesting. But we got a really good deal on this property. So I paid $216,000 for it. It's probably going to be worth $375 in that range. But it'll take about probably at least $60,000 in work, if not more. Have another $35,000 in other costs. And it will be an in-depth flip, as you can see. The bathroom is not pretty. The tub is not pretty. It does have like a weird bidet attachment on it, though. And the one good thing is the roof is okay. That's one thing. And right here, that's me looking at the shower at eye level. So they could have used a taller shower, but that's okay. They also used some very interesting paint colors on this house, too. And as you can see, almost all of the house has wood paneling that's been painted. So that's something that's a little difficult. Because obviously wood paneling is not ideal. You prefer not to have wood paneling. But sometimes people put up wood paneling because they thought it was cool and it was 1973. Sometimes they put up wood paneling because it had plaster that was crumbling and the walls are just falling apart. So that map was interesting. It was a sticker though. I wanted to see if it was painted on there. It was a sticker. So it's kind of a catch-22 if you take down the paneling. What's going to be behind the walls? Because if the plaster is crumbling, you just walked into a massive, massive job of not just sheetrocking and drywalling most of the house, but removing all the old plaster, which is a gigantic pain. So, Nikki and I were talking, we might leave that wood paneling. We'll see how it goes. But here's the kitchen. The kitchen has no dishwasher, as you can see. Very few cabinets. They're green. They are not super nice cabinets either. They're pretty flimsy. So I think we're going to be replacing those cabinets. The fridge is actually decent and not completely dirty. But we'll probably do new cabinets, counters, and make room for a dishwasher. Make that kitchen a little bit nicer. And we could even go into that little breakfast nook maybe if we wanted to. So there's the basement. We'll get to there soon. And then we also have the backyard. So the backyard is interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot. A little tiny closet right there. The electrical has been updated at some point. It's not, ancient, which is nice. And but the backyard has a very large garage. Large is about the nicest thing you can say about it. We'll show you some issues here. And that was something I didn't notice a ton when I first looked at it. Sometimes when you're looking at these wholesale houses, there's someone there. In this case, there was someone there, and it turned out to be a tenant. So I was told there's a post-occupancy agreement, and I didn't realize it was a tenant until after we'd signed the contract, and that's just something you expect to happen with wholesalers. So the sidewalk's pretty messed up. Again, do we mess with that? Not sure. The roof, like I said, the roofs are okay. There's one good thing that's okay. The garage itself has some broken windows. That's not the big worry. It does have a concrete floor. As you can see, it's very, very clean. Got this weird little cubby hole, but it's kind of had an addition to the garage. And it's always interesting opening drawers to see what you'll find. So far, nothing's jumped out at me yet. That would be not fun. But it's got a lot of room in here because it's got kind of a regular sized garage plus this additional workshop and another weird little room here that I don't know what you use that for. But anyway, as I went into the other garage, I didn't notice it at first because there's a lot to notice here, like giant pieces of glass and broken windows and boarded up doors and pictures and different things going on. But as I looked around, I'm like, oh, look, there's a 2x4 sitting there. What's that there for? It's there to hold up the wall because structurally, you can see there were some trusses there that they just cut and put like a weird 2x4 on top. Because why? I think because that's where the garage door rail is, and they cut that so it could have a garage door going through. And that's not the worst of it. That truss, right? Those trusses go all the way across. You can see how they were originally built, how a truss should be. And then, this side of the building is actually standing still. But as we look on the outside here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pretty massive indent in the garage. And going back inside, I could see why there's a pretty massive indent, not just because of that one truss on the side there, but because you're missing half of an entire other truss was just taken out, again, I think because they wanted to put in the garage door right there. And so if you can see here, that is coming in a good foot or so and then going back out to there. So don't cut your trusses out. That's just not a good idea. And that wasn't all they did either. They also cut out, let's see if I show it. I'm 90% sure I show it here. Some of your rafters, right there. They cut out most of the rafters so they could put the garage rail in as well. They didn't do that on the other side, just the one side. And we wonder why the garage is leaning in like that. There's a reason why you have engineers, and I know they can be a pain, but they are useful in some cases like that. All right, so here's the basement, which definitely needs some work, but it has a lot of potential, and in this area, you could use it as a 2-unit property. Now, if we did have a basement apartment here, this might be worth even more than the $375. Maybe not. But it could make it dual purpose where you could have, a basement apartment or just one entire single family home. And the kitchen's not ideal either. You'd have to redo the kitchen. That would add some expenses, obviously. But it could make it more valuable, more usable. They did leave me a really sweet camera, which was kind of weird. I have no idea. Oh, it's upside down. But it's very old, but it looks very fancy. And then it even came with an extra lens. So that's kind of funny how everything was cleaned out except for like that one camera. I don't know if they left it on accident, but I don't know what to do with it. But I've got a sweet camera now. So here you can see it's got some cool arches. Like at one point it was probably kind of a neat little basement, but there's no trim. There's really no flooring. It's slightly low. I can stand up just fine, but it's I'm 6'1", 6'2", and not a lot taller than me, but definitely I can stand up okay in it. Now here's an issue which I would maybe like to fix. One, this is kind of a bedroom. You can see they had water in here at one point. Look at that water line. But there's no closet. So if you wanted to have this be a real bedroom, you'd have to have a closet. And then here's the bathroom downstairs, which is only accessible by this one room. So if you did make it a bedroom, I'll show you another room in the back. You would only be able to access this bathroom from that one bedroom. So I don't know if I want to redo the floor plan or not. I mean, this bathroom is so nice. I mean, I really would like to keep it. No, but this is one point where I wouldn't mind gutting the bathroom and moving things around. But it's not just the redoing of the shower and toilet and vanity and stuff. You might have to redo some plumbing, cut some concrete. That can be a lot more expensive. So, well, I might have to draw this out and kind of see if there's some way to reconfigure it. Because as I'll show you over here, as you walk, those are the stairs. This is your laundry room. On the other side of that is your bathroom, where I just was. And so, boy, it would be nice to be able to access that bathroom from like this area. So you could get to the bathroom from both bedrooms and the living room area. But I just don't know if it's going to work. There's some sweet heat vents with the laundry here, and I don't want to go crazy moving everything. So we'll see. This is another bedroom right here. Again, has some slight water damage there. And then that's its closet right there, which is not huge. And that right there backs right up to the shower in that bathroom. So again, be nice to reconfigure the bathroom somehow. I'm just not sure how to make it work. Maybe I'll draw it out. So that's the property. That's the house. Needs some work for sure. Needs some love. It's got some decent murder areas down here, which is an ongoing theme with my channel that I haven't gotten to explore recently. And yeah, it'll be an interesting flip, that's for sure. We'll see when we can get to work on it. We've got a few other flips we're working on right now. We show those all the time. We've got some other commercial stuff, rental property stuff as well. There's the laundromat stuff, liquor store stuff, so all kinds of things going on. But we'll try and keep you updated on all of it. And this will be an interesting flip. And we'll see if I want to redo this bathroom or not and change the configuration or just kind of redo it and leave it where it is. All right, love the follows, love to hear what people think. We'll have more updates in this house as we get into the demo and decision making, and we'll have other updates on our other videos as well. Thanks for watching. Be back soon.